Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bbnaija. Today guys, I want to talk about something different. It's not totally different, but it's something that I feel that we should talk about, right? You know how this term goes, do not judge a person before you get to know the person. So I have piercings on my body, I have tattoos, I have dyed hair, I have a certain kind of hairstyle or a certain kind of dressing. Doesn't necessarily mean that I am a bad person per se, or I am just a spoiled child or whatever, or I'm living some certain kind of lifestyle that doesn't really sit down well with society. All right, most times it's just basically things that have probably just gone through my head and I don't know any better. I don't know whether I should do this or do that. So I'm just in this space trying to be alive or whatever you might call it. So now guys, we're going to talk about the BBN show obviously, and I want you guys to just take a minute, go subscribe, like my videos, like this video also, and go visit my podcast, my website, my sites where I post stories and articles. Go there and just enjoy yourself basically, and let's just talk about what we came here to talk about. So now guys, I'm here to talk about Angel, and that is because I mean her story has come up a few times, but whenever it comes up, people just try to make it seem like she's trying to beg for votes or whatever. But I mean, at this time, she was asked a question, and then she decided to express herself to the person who asked her the question. Anyways, so I actually have a particular episode on my podcast that talks about parenting, right? We need to understand what it is. Yeah, I might not be a parent, but I know things in my head that I wished my parents had done differently for me. And also, I saw people that are just like Angel who got into the same school with me when I went to uni. And I saw how they were first day of uni, and like 1 week after they had resumed school, they had become different people. So really, this thing Angel talked about today is real. It's real life. It's no joke, and nobody should joke about it. And I've seen where people come out and tell you this is what they have gone through, and then you be like, "Hey, are you the only one?" Well, she didn't come to tell you her story. You guys want to know. So, and she has done her path to tell you. So now, what you shouldn't do is to criticize her or make her feel like her story is invalid, because there's nobody's story that is not valid. The way you sympathize with someone who has hustled all his life is the same way we should try and sympathize with her as well. Not that I'm trying to say, oh yeah, she did well, but if she had known any better, or if she could have removed herself from the situation, I'm very sure she would have. And I know that right now in her head, she knows that her child shouldn't go through what she has gone through. I'm very sure that she's thinking that exact same thing right now. So guys, Angel was talking about how she grew up, and basically Cross her was asking her why she's like this and all of that, and she had to tell him that, okay, so growing up I wasn't with my parents. So her mom gave birth to her at a very young age, as she has told us before in the show. And basically, when things like that happen, the mother is really not left with a child, because if she has no clue on how to raise a child, it's better to drop her with someone that can possibly fill the shoes until when the mother is old enough to train her child. But if I'm the one and my child gets pregnant at whatever age, I would definitely not want that child to be away from the mother, from the child, right? I won't let my child walk away or go somewhere else. You're going to stay there to build that bond for the both of you, because it's going to help her from that moment that she's an infant to the very moment when she becomes an adult. It's very important. It's very, very important. Okay, now, so she talks about how she was staying with her grandma and her uncle, and how they were always going to be beating her up and locking her up in the house. And honestly, locking a child up nowadays really doesn't even work, because that thing you're trying to prevent the child from getting outside, I'm very sure it's because of the experience the parents had with the mother, and that's why they decided to treat the daughter that way. But it doesn't work. It really does not work that way. Okay? Because, sorry to even say this, but I'm not going to make the same mistakes that you made. That's how life is. So allow me understand what it is that you did, so that I don't make the same mistake. Because if I don't understand it for myself, you keep preventing me or hiding me from the word. Whenever I see that word, I'm going to embrace it, and I'm going to embrace it really tight. And some people can actually go into the word and get lucky and nothing bad happens, while some people will go into the word and a whole lot of things will go wrong. And that is where we say parenting is very important. Do not use the same eye you look at your child to look at me, your grandchild. Do not use the same eye you used to look at your first child to look at your second child. Because every child is different in their own unique way. I am not like my sister. My sister is not like me. You might see us and you'll be like, oh, okay, you guys laugh this alike. You guys laugh alike. You guys talk alike. But our characters, every family definitely we have a unique behavior, but then it doesn't mean that they are all of the same individual, because you differentiate the individual that you are coming out of that family. A lot of people make mistakes about seeing this family and thinking that everybody in this family is a certain way. I have made that mistake before too. Okay, but then this girl did not get any other love but what she was getting. And a growing child getting beaten all the time and all of that is not going to think that you love me. I'm not going to think you love me. I'm not going to think you want good for me, because I want other things as a child. So now Cross kept asking questions, and I understand why he was asking, because he wants to understand where she's coming from. He wants to get her story properly and all that. And basically, she had to take all of this in, living with her grandma and getting beatings, and living with a great grandmother with dementia, and being surrounded with these people that really do not have anything in their lives at that moment. She's not with her peers or anything. Like, it's always up and down. She also talked about when she went out, when she got the opportunity to go out, and she stayed over because of traffic, and she came back home and they beat her up. Okay, so now she experienced all of that, and feeling that all that her experience did not do her any good, she decided that, okay, I've gotten into university. It's time for me to be free, right? It's time for me to be free and spread my wings. And then she decided by herself that she wasn't going to go back. So now, all of us now, we all in the era of, oh, my parents told me to study this, my parents told me to study that. And I feel that was what happened in her own case. Okay, they wanted her to study this, and she went in there and she saw that this was not what she wanted. And at that time, she had not even thought of what she wanted to do. At least if she had her mother and her father there, she would have had conversations with them and want to. And then another thing is the absence of her parents. It's really important. Let me just say this. Like, no matter what it is, you will say that there are a lot of children that their mom and dad are late before they are even turned one, and they are still better people. Yes, that is because they've come to terms with the fact that they don't have parents. Okay? It's a different thing that I have parents and my parents are not involved in my life. And I don't have parents, so I don't need to. I'm going to wish I had parents, but I'm not going to feel like it's something I really need to get. Because you're still going to get other people who will show you love, definitely. Love is going to be there. Understand that love is definitely going to be in the picture for you. But what you don't just have is that's present. Oh, this is actually the person who bettered me, but whatever, you're still going to have a father figure, a mother figure. But in her own case, she had a father and a mother, but they were not just involved in her life, and they were always giving excuses why they cannot be involved in her life. And that took away something from a growing child, knowing that these people are, you're going to have this sense of of rejection. You're going to feel rejected, and that's why whenever she wants to do a major thing, she feels like she cannot even be herself. Like she has to be someone else, or she has to fit into another life, another setting. Ah, you see, being a child, being an adult, being a parent, it's a lot. It's really a lot. You get me? It's really a lot, but we should try our best to just make it work. Honestly, I told myself that the kind of upbringing I got, yeah, I might take a little bit of it, but some other ones I'm going to throw away because I felt like I should have gotten more, I should have gotten this, I should have gotten that. Not in terms of money or whatever, but that emotional support. But I won't blame our parents, so I won't blame my parents because, I mean, their father did not ever show any emotions, and you can imagine growing up in that kind of setting where you're not showing emotions at that age. What emotion are you going to show to your child? It has to be something that you would definitely just get. I know they are there, they are there, they are present in your life and all that, but have you ever seen where you tell, well, I don't know, but my dad would always be like, do you love your daddy? Yeah. But you can never hear him be like, oh, my daughter, I love you. Do you understand me? It's not as if they don't, but there are things that our parents did not learn. But now, if I have a child now and I'm like, oh, I love you, baby, my child is going to say it back to me because we are going to build that, that kind of thing. So that's what I'm talking about, anyways. But our parents don't know how to show so much emotions as we want them to. So why don't you do better? Don't be like your parents. Be you. Be your own self. What you've learned over the years, try and put that into your own life, your own present life, and leave what you've learned before. You can bring a little bit of everything you've learned to put into one, but do not bring everything your parents threw at you to your children rather. It's very important that you build, or you try to train people that will do better in society. And that's all I have to say about this angels matter. And you people, I know my father years back or 2 years ago would ask, why do you guys watch the show Big BN? And he'll be like, don't answer. I shouldn't answer. My younger ones should answer because he feels that they don't know what they learn, but I know what I learned from it. But honestly, you see, this life, when you bring in a lot of people into the same space, you learn a lot. It's not really about them partying, drinking, kissing, and all of that. It's not about that. It's about their own individual life coming into Big Brother. You can see the way some people start from the beginning and they've changed. They are now becoming a different version of themselves. And then they come out of the house and they are doing wonderfully well. Okay, look at Tacha. Tacha would always be Tacha online. I never hated the girl anyways from the beginning. I saw her a couple of times before I saw her in the Big Brother house, and but the way people used to see her and the way she used to carry herself, because people see her this particular way, is different from the person she is right now. She's a strong, hardworking woman, and you can see how much growth she has gone through in her life. So that's all I'm talking about. That growth, the changing, the revolving of that individual. Okay, you get to understand things better when you're with a lot of people in your space. That's all I'm talking about. Anyway, guys, I have talked a lot. Just go and listen to what I had to say about parenting and all of that. And I feel like this is a topic we need to dive into more, and I'm going to try my best to do that. But it's going to be on my podcast anyways, because I'm not going to be posting it here. But I'm very sure that people need to understand it. Young parents, please don't do what your parents did to you. Don't beat your child unnecessarily. I'm not against hitting a child. I'm against doing it for no just reason. You understand? And for single mothers, please try as much as possible to involve the fathers into their lives, and also try not to, because of how the father treated you, to treat your child in that same light. Okay, because your child is your child, your flesh and your blood. The father is not your flesh and blood. but your child is your flesh. You carry that child for 9 months. Try and be kind to yourself and that child. It's very important. But I just hope that you guys would understand where this girl is coming from and just cut her some slack. I know that it seems like it's not enough to, be the certain way you are, but you don't know better. So what are you going to do? And she's going through a lot of depression, rejection, and all of that. So she needs everybody's support. Okay, and not really money wise, but she needs that love to know that she can do this. I just hope that people will just rush her and take her up and just put them under her wings to help her. When she's 21, she still has a long way to go to correct things in her life. It's never too late. So I just hope she gets the help that she wants and she needs, and Big Brother just helps her to be a better person. That's all I have to say. So go and vote for who you want to vote for. I think voting has started and it's going to end on Friday. I think so. So try and go vote for who you need to vote for, and hope that your fave wins the show. Anyways, so guys, please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like my videos. You can share it if you like, and please drop a comment to tell me what you feel about this particular episode that I'm talking about right now. And guys, don't forget to follow me on all my social media platforms. Follow me on Instagram on official Paula Nanya. Follow me on Facebook on Nanya's Dumal. Follow my podcast on the Nanya's Dumal. And also, I would have said Twitter, but I'm out of Twitter since Twitter was banned from Nigeria, and I've not been able to get my hands around working it and all that. But that's what I have to tell you guys. So go and watch. I have other interesting episodes here, videos rather, here on YouTube. And basically, I said I was back, so please give me views, give me love, give me thumbs up, because thumbs up helps my videos to grow. I need it right now. Okay, all right guys, so till next time, love you guys.